Hello,
Hello.
I'm Charizardforthewin.
I'm
This
a
is my friend here. I wanted to do a review of Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I know this is a little late because the movie's been out for a couple weeks, but I still wanted to talk about it. And now we can do spoilers because you have no excuse not to have seen it by this point.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been warned.
Captain Murica that I made out of masking tape and paint and cardboard.
Yes, that's very lovely. Okay, so about the movie. All right, I guess let's go on. I think this was a very good installment in the
Lost, not gone.
in the you can't see it. Okay. I'm trying to talk about.
Okay.
All right. So,
Comment left.
so yeah, this is the second Captain America movie, the fifth or the like eighth in the whole Marvel franchise or something. Anyways,
Yeah. No.
it's definitely one of the best
I think it's ninth actually.
of the standalone movies.
Yeah.
And I would go ahead and say it's definitely better than the first Captain America movie,
That's a
and
given.
possibly the best other than the Avengers of
Oh yeah.
all these
Like
movies.
it's just a debate between
Is this
Captain
one
America and Iron Man.
and the first Iron Man.
Yeah, but they're both very
They're
different.
both, and they're kind of different.
I feel like no. I feel like it's better to compare the sequels to the sequels and the first ones to the first ones. I feel like that's the most fair thing to do.
and this is definitely okay. So this is
Mhm.
without a doubt the best sequel to a standalone Marvel movie,
Yes.
not featuring not featuring the Avengers.
Yes. This movie did have two Avengers.
I think that definitely helped.
Yeah.
Because those characters were done really well in it, but it was still good on its own, and Captain America and everything was good in it. Yeah, the only thing I don't want to say this is better than Iron Man because right now I'm like, oh yeah, that's the best movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
If I like see it a few more times and wait a little bit, I might notice there's more things wrong with it or something.
Well, right now we haven't really noticed like anything wrong with it.
I think
that's
it's
probably what makes it so good. Is that, with other movies like why
even
like The Dark Knight is an amazing movie, but there's still like the thing.
Something's wrong with it. That's
Yeah, but like
review.
I know, but the thing with Captain America 2 is I'm just gonna call it that because it's way easier to say.
Yeah. I know.
So the thing with Captain America 2 is that there was nothing really like plot changingly wrong, like plot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there wasn't anything
like
any
major
real
plot issues. Like I'm sure like
flaws or whatever.
Like oh look this
you could maybe
look he changed his boots. Changed his boots. Something. Yeah. I'm sure you could.
There's some little minor mistakes.
His cup has moved over an inch from where it used to be in the last shot.
In the last shot,
it was red.
It was dark. It was dark purple in the last shot. But whatever. I'm pretty like I haven't at least thought of anything that's really bad about the movie. Yeah, so like all the characters I think were really great. It was cool to see Black Widow.
Oh yeah,
again.
she's
awesome. One thing I really liked that this one did is it made the characters more realistic, but also kept them just like the characters in the comics.
Yeah. Well, what I like what they did with Black Widow in this one, because in Iron Man 2 she's like just sex appeal, and then in the Avengers she's like actually is an actual character, and then she actually has personality. But in this one she's like an actual like person now, a person with a character that has
I really see. Like, they did a good job with her in the Avengers, but they had to do 5 other main characters.
Yeah.
So
but when you
what
have
we saw in the Avengers, they're totally fine. But this one, she has a little bit.
She has more focus.
Focus. But it doesn't take away from Captain America at all either.
Yeah.
Oh, I will probably end up comparing this movie to The Dark Knight a few times because it does have some very similarities to it, like how it has a bunch of main characters.
I thought it was a lot like Star Trek in the Darkness.
It's more grounded. Yeah, it is kind of similar to that as well. But I think there's some similar similarities to The Dark Knight. But in this one, it feels like the other characters should be more relevant. Because in The Dark Knight, like Harvey Dent's the main character, the Joker's the main character. Gordon's the main character.
But that's another review.
Yeah, I know. But in this one, it's like those are all supporting characters, but they make them kind of the main character. But in this one, they're other superheroes, so it makes them feel like they should be more important. Like Falcon is an important character. Black Widow's an important character. Nick Fury's pretty important in this one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of
Nick
cool
Fury's pretty
stuff that
badass
they
in
did.
this one.
Yeah, they made him actually like fight stuff in this one, which is cool. And
It's pretty cool to see. 'Cause we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, and
we've seen him talk at people. We haven't actually seen him do stuff. And it was really cool.
Yeah, he did a little bit of the Avengers.
Yeah, definitely not as much as he did.
Not any more than any of the main characters or the heroes. But in this one, he like actually goes out and does stuff, as well as him actually getting like hurt and not being able to fight off things. That was something I really liked about this movie. Just as far as action movies go, it's probably one of the first action movies I've seen where people will be running away from people that are being shot at, but you actually buy that they're not getting hit because they're either in a car or Cap's got a shield. Cap has a shield on.
But they actually do get shot when it makes sense for them to get shot.
I'm pretty sure everyone got shot in this movie.
At least once. At least once.
Maybe not. Actually, I don't know if Falcon.
No, I'm not sure. But yeah, like Nick Fury got shot.
Yeah, Nick got shot, and it's like, oh no, he said.
No, I didn't think for a moment.
I'm like, even if he is dead, they're bring him back like Cole. So he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I thought.
And then he shows up later.
It's like I took a drug thing, and
I thought that was fine. But like it wasn't. I wasn't like really like, oh no, he's dead.
I was all like, oh well, he'll just come back later.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was coming back at least, if not in this movie, in the next one. But yeah, he came back in this movie. Makes sense. And then
we're gonna talk about the actual Winter Soldier.
Sure, let's talk about Winter Soldier.
He's pretty
really
cool
villain. Yeah. I think basically most people knew that he was Bucky already going into this.
Yeah,
I knew because
I'd heard about Bucky being a Winter Soldier before.
Yeah,
before they even like announced this movie.
In the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes show, they introduced the Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah, I thought that storyline was done really well.
Revealed him to be Bucky in an episode, and that was cool for an episode and stuff. So that's where I had heard of the character.
I think,
it's kind of interesting because that show actually did a lot of the same storylines the Marvel movies are doing now.
Oh yeah, I remember how it's
like they did Ultron. They're doing Ultron now.
Oh yeah. So
they did all the core of it.
There's I like that there's actually a timeline where Ultron kills all the Avengers, and then then all their kids become.
Yeah, that's in a different thing, but yeah, that's in the comics.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that Ultron.
I don't think they'll go with that in the next movie, but I'm definitely interested to see. Okay, so Winter Soldier is Bucky. I think what's interesting if you watch, there was a Marvel oh, look at all the movies we made thing they had on TV that one thing. And in that they talked about that Bucky was the Winter Soldier. And it's like, oh, spoilers by the way.
Bucky's Winter Soldier.
They could have really hid that and made sure that obviously people who had read the comics would have known. But that anyone who hadn't read the comics had not known. But they he's Winter Soldier's played by this guy, and if you actually look that up, it's the same guy who played Bucky, right? So.
Well, it's really funny what Samuel L. Jackson said on Fallon about giving away things. So Jimmy's like, oh, it's like Chris. He had Chris Evans on. It's like, oh, Chris Evans was trying to give us giving away too much of the plot. So it's like, what happens to you if you give away too much of the plot? And then Samuel L. Jackson replied, you die. It's like, oh, they'll just Terrence Howard, Don Cheadle, no one knows the difference. So I'll get recast as Lawrence Fishburne. So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny that the actors are even aware that.
And I like they definitely didn't give everything away because there's plenty of other twists and turns.
Oh yeah.
The whole thing with Hydra.
That was awesome.
That happens in the Avengers show as well, but it's just kind of like, oh, Hydra's still around, they're still trying to take over, blah blah blah. They didn't really explain how, but in this one they
give a really good explanation.
They showed oh yeah, Hydra's been part of Shield even.
And that one guy, that one scientist
I
guy.
can't remember exactly who he is in the comic, who he's supposed to be the comics. I thought it might have been kind of
basically they did Transcendence on him, and now he's his consciousness is into a computer program. So
I thought he was kind of like MODOK, but anyway, he's some. I'm not sure if that's completely right, but he's some character from the comics, I know for sure. Whether it's a computer or some other version of them, I like that we have that. He's just kind of there for fun and fan service to be like, oh, I know that character.
What I really liked about this one is that It felt like when they did stuff in Captain America and like I'm gonna compare this to Dark Knight trilogy again. Captain America 2, this really feels like not like a sequel to the Avengers, but a sequel to Captain America. So there's a lot of ideas that get tied back into this one, like the whole thing with Bucky falling off the thing, and then they bring him back, and then they also shows like that one guy and he joins Shield after all the, like it talks about what happens after Cap. There's just no time, and after that happens, they talk about that, and it really feels like it was part of their plan on like when in the Dark Knight trilogy and the Dark Knight Rises, it's like, oh, this is all part of our plan when clearly it wasn't. And you can,
they have more ideas linking to and this one is definitely linking to the next Captain America.
Oh yeah,
they set up quite a few things.
I'm excited for the next Avengers movie.
Yeah, and Captain America 3, which I'm like,
they're gonna do a Thor 3 as well?
Yeah, they're doing Thor 3, Captain America 3.
Except Thor, it won't be called Thor 3.
No, it'll be called Thor something, Captain America something.
Thor.
But that's what we're calling them for now.
Returns. Revelations.
When Bucky like falls in the thing in the first Captain America, I was actually wondering. I'm like, oh, he landed, so he might be okay.
Well, I was like, oh, that's too
bad.
But
they actually play
I guess he's dead.
Oh yeah. I kind of liked how Captain I want to talk about Cap, like the actual character. Steve Rogers. He was great. I loved him. And I think he was probably the best in this one because and there was a couple scenes that's like, well, where he's like, I don't know what to do, so I'm just going.
I'm just a 90-year-old man.
I kind of think that's basically what he would do because he doesn't have anywhere to go and stuff. I thought that was cool, and we got to see Peggy.
She's all like
she's old now.
She's all like she's like Rose Dawson or whatever. She's like, back in my day, I remember that if Jack, instead of him dying, he got like frozen in ice and they revived him, kind of thing.
Exactly.
And then
he did get frozen.
I know, but he didn't come back.
Titanic 2.
He wasn't a super soul.
Confirmed. Titanic 3, The Revenge of Jack Dawson. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I liked. Okay, there's lots of different hints to the other Marvel movies, but in this one it felt really.
It didn't feel very shoehorned.
Yeah, and they also had lots of hints to like the Marvel one shots and the like a little bit of the Agents of Shield show and just other little Marvel things that they had on.
Like all the like there was lots of characters. Like there was this one guy from Iron Man 2 who's like, Tony Stark, he has this weapon thing that we want to take from him, and
the Iron Man weapon.
It's like Tony Stark is a national treasure at the end of the second one,
and what's great is it's like
he's working for Hydra,
so that's why he's against Iron Man. So that actually makes Iron Man 2 a better movie.
It makes it,
and that's what I think is kind of cool about this one, is it improves the other Marvel movies. Like, it turns out that Howard Stark was killed by Hydra. That makes the first Iron Man a better movie.
The story arc for
like, you know who else?
Have we talked about the season 2 of the Ninja Turtles yet, the Ultron? Because that reminded me of, like, the one guy, like, the Shredder ordered like to get the one guy who trained like Splinter's master to be killed or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Because he was like a neutron protector or whatever. So it's like kind of ties things together, kind of like that. And
it is kind of
because it's like he died in like a car crash or whatever.
It's like
this is a superhero movie.
Yeah,
I don't buy it. It's a death that involves the word crash. It's obviously not real.
No. He was killed. You know he was killed.
You know he was killed.
But and they mentioned that Peggy and Howard Stark founded Shield, and there's actually a Marvel one shot about them founding Shield, sort of. Well, it just shows Peggy and makes her a better character, basically. She just kicks ass for like 5 minutes, and it's awesome. And then Howard Stark's like, hey, I want you to come found S.H.I.E.L.D. with me. And she's like, okay. And then that's where that one ends.
Let's go have fondue.
And then let's have some fondue.
You would start fonduing.
And then the one agent, Is it Sittler? No.
Chloe Smolders?
No, the one guy with the glasses who turned out to be from Hydra. He was in the one Marvel.
Oh yeah, right.
One shot where,
isn't he like almost bald?
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
I think he's bald, but he has glasses, so he
hides
it or something. But
he's got darker skin or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He's in the one where they're talking. They explain why
they get Iron Man.
Why Tony Stark shows up at the end of the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
That one. And he showed up in a couple episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think he might have been in another Marvel one shot. But anyways, it was interesting to have him in because they made him kind of a villain because it turns out that he was one of the agents who was working for Hydra. And he was like a recurring S.H.I.E.L.D. agent character. And I think he might have died in this one too. Didn't he like get thrown off a car or something?
Yeah, probably.
Anyways, so he's no longer a good S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. He's bad now, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I heard. What's great is that they're setting up all these things because I heard that this one the main henchman guy that worked for Hydra.
Yeah.
He's he apparently in the comics he becomes this villain called Crossbones that actually guns down Captain America.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So they could I
don't know if they'll do that exactly.
Yeah, I don't think they
might.
should. If they do it, I think it should happen in the last one if they were going to kill off Captain America.
I don't see. The thing is with comic book characters, when they die, they're not really dead.
They never stay dead.
There's always
a Lazarus pit or something.
There's always a Lazarus pit.
Or a clone or a reanimation.
Basically.
Or an alternate dimension.
Yeah, there's always something. But yeah, they set up his character for this because he was it showed him he was okay, but he was scarred up and stuff. And it was interesting because I feel like they're gonna do something with this guy about partway through because he kept showing up, unlike most henchmen that have one scene and then they're replaced by another henchman in the next scene.
And then it's like, oh no, where
are you? He showed up a bunch of times and even fought Falcon at the end as well.
Falcon's pretty.
Yeah, Falcon was actually really cool. He was a character that could really fuck up because his powers are kind of cheesy, but they just
I can fly like a bird.
They made him realistic and they did it right. He was just kind of hey, Captain America, you're pretty cool. I can fly. Can I be your friend and stuff? And he's like, sure.
Oh, yeah, well, it's cool that they were military guys, but they could both relate.
Yeah.
Because they both lost their partners and stuff. Captain Murica lost his partner.
His partner's okay. And yeah, Winter Soldier was pretty badass, as well as a cool villain.
I love the part when he first shows up. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Where there's I didn't know
you know who he is. But
but the movie it's I didn't see it coming Nick Fury was having this car chase scene and he turns the corner and Winter Soldier's just standing there.
Like a badass. I like how he just kind of shows up to fuck things up.
Yeah.
I wish they had a little more exposition of that because one thing they did in the animated Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes show is they explained that the Winter Soldier, the point of him was they froze him until they needed somebody to go in and destroy something, and then they would freeze him for another 20 years or something before they needed him again. And I thought that'd be cool if they kind of showed that because Black Widow just is they call him the Winter Soldier, and then that was basically most of the exposition about him. Not that you need a lot of exposition, but
is that why they call him Winter Soldier because they freeze him and stuff?
Yeah, I guess so. And he's also from Russia.
He's called Winter Soldier.
Or
he died.
I guess he's from Germany.
He died in ice, so he's the Winter Soldier.
He has a communist star. I don't know.
He has a robotic arm.
He's a German communist.
With a robotic arm.
Yeah, and that looks even though
I love all the.
It looks way different than most robotic arms because it looks like what the comic was drawn and a lot of. And they kept it exactly the same, which I think was awesome too.
Okay, one thing about this movie is that I feel like it should win the Oscar for sound editing and sound mixing. It's a very minor thing, but it just makes the movie
even little things like the sound.
Yeah, I just thinking of the robotic arm. It's you really feel it.
And every time Captain America hits someone with the shield, it you could feel them getting hurt.
You felt like you got hit
the
with
one
the
time
shield.
when he punches the shield at the guy's face.
There's a great opening there.
Oh yeah, the whole scene on the boat was awesome.
Yeah, because I think that's
like,
good. I like sequels always start off with that kind of scene, but that was a pretty awesome.
But that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like that scene, I'm like, I want to play as Captain America and punch stuff. Like that looks like fun. There'd be a Winter Soldier video game.
Yes.
I want to be able to punch things and throw shields at things. That looks awesome. I want to be as awesome as he is. And
yeah, because he is really awesome.
Mm-hmm. The cinematography was
really
good as well.
Yeah.
Like there's some really just like because they use shaky cam in a few, not all of them, but like a couple of fight scenes. Boat. Yeah, it was mostly on the boat. And like it was, but they mixed it cleverly with shots where you could actually tell what was happening, and even the shaky cam weren't that like because a lot of the time they'll have the camera like right up against the face. Like,
so it's like, face. Oh, we're doing a review right now. We're reviewing. You can totally tell what's happening.
Yeah. So you can't see anything. But like they actually did it a little farther back, so it just looked like
you could tell what was happening. Like an actual fight sequence.
Yeah, it was
instead of some guy just
and they were really well coordinated and stuff too. And Cap and what's his name?
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans actually did a lot of his own stunts and stuff, which was great. I like the new costume; it looked good, and I also like that they went back.
Oh yeah,
and took his old costume.
Because like they're because at the end he's like, oh, I don't know, I don't have a costume, and he's like, there's one costume, there's another, and then they get that,
and that makes some great ideas because the whole premise of the movie basically is these old-fashioned ideas of good and evil, good versus evil, and put that guy in this world where everything's gray. There's no black and white, and just like not everything that Shield did is really that good, and stuff like that, and it was kind of cool, and I loved how it's like, oh, we're gonna defeat Hydra because they're gonna try and kill like the world. I like how in like this one, Iron Man 3, Thor 2, like the world was gonna like get destroyed in all of them.
Yeah, but I feel like in this one, Captain Murica 2, like in Thor the Dark World, like that one you would expect them to notice. Yeah, but in this one, Thor the Dark World is just kind of like This one, the world. The stakes could be higher. I know the entire world is going in, but the stakes could be higher. It didn't feel very high.
I know. But this one, it did feel higher, and it did also feel like Thor wouldn't just show up and be like, "Oh, save the day."
Oh yeah, or like Superman with
because it was kind of like this.
This is why Superman.
They had these main three helicarriers that were gonna
shoot everything. Like when they first showed them, like they're pretty sketchy, and I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
they came into. I love the climax of this movie was awesome because unlike Iron Man 2 or like I'm trying to think of another one like I don't know, like just Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 had a pretty crappy climax, like
for sure.
Like like even like the Incredible Hulk, that was just like a 20-minute fight sequence.
I know, I have mixed feelings about that because I thought it was good. It's a good fight, but then it just kind of like boring.
Well, what I liked about this one is that like it had like this really cool idea of like what is good. Yeah. Like what is this world like coming to? Like it even had Abed, and that was awesome.
Yes, Abed had a cameo.
They got Danny Pudi to make
so
cameo.
Great.
This is great.
I love
because he just acted like Abed.
Yeah,
he basically acted like Abed working for Hydra, and it was like perfect.
No, he was just like janitor.
Yeah.
It was great.
Well, I really like the part where the guy's like, make the helicarriers go up. And he's like, sorry, Captain's orders. And
he's like, I don't want to.
And then there's like
stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's pretty awesome.
And even that one chick,
who's
I forget.
Who's like his neighbor or whatever.
His neighbor who's like Agent 13.
Yeah, she's gonna become.
They had her like shooting a thing at the end of the movie. I heard she was actually supposed to be like Peggy's daughter or something like that.
Oh.
So that's kind of cool. But anyway, she's a character from the comics, I know for sure. And she's obviously going to have a larger role in the next one, which is cool as well. And I really like how Cap's like, okay, we need to take out Hydra and stuff and blow up all the things and Nick Fury's like, yeah, but make sure we don't destroy Shield. And he's like, no, we need to destroy Shield. So they like completely wipe out Shield.
Shield is gone.
So it's gone. So I don't know. There's a new Shield on tonight, so I don't know what's gonna happen with that show. Maybe that's how they're gonna cancel it.
Maybe they'll be like,
whoops, no more Shield.
What happens is that their giant plane thing or whatever? They just landed. Shield, of course, it's just a smoking crater.
Hey guys, we're back. Oh.
And there's just like a note next to the crater that it's like "Oops" from Captain America.
Sorry guys.
P.S. from Nick Fury.
Oh, I also liked okay, towards the end of the movie it started to feel like the Dark Knight again because Nick Fury was burning the letter and then they showed like
he like burns his eye patch.
Black Widow and stuff like I
don't know why he burned his. Oh yeah, because the world thinks he's dead, so he's gonna take on a new identity.
Yeah, which I'm cool with.
Yeah, I'm cool. And we actually got to see Nick Fury's dead one day.
Yeah, his eye, and I loved how he had set up the server so that he could still use it with his.
Don't you love talking about movies for 20 seconds?
I know. I always talk about movies for way too long. Okay, Robert Redford was a cool villain. Yeah. Although he was, I like what you said that he's not really the villain, and neither is Winter Soldier. Hydra is actually the main villain.
Oh yeah.
And these guys are all just working for Hydra. So that's cool. Like they had different heads of Hydra, but it's that's pretty.
Oh, you know what's funny? The one the TV from the Dark Knight is actually in this movie.
Yeah, he is.
I'm just
TV.
This is one Chinese guy who like takes a bunch of money. Yeah, takes a bunch of money from the mob. Yeah. And basically the Joker refers to him as the TV. So I basically.
Can you get him to talk? You can get him to speak. Or dance or something. Is it a thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can get him to be in Captain America.
I can get him to be in Captain America too.
Yes.
That serves no purpose in mentioning. What else? But yeah, I like that they mentioned Stephen Strange and Bruce Banner and Tony Stark and all that. And in this one, it really felt like those hints were necessary, like relevant to the plot. Because like in Iron Man 3, at one point, Guy Pearce is all like, "Oh, remember when that guy fell down from the sky with the hammer? Yeah, that happened." And it just felt like he felt like referencing Thor for no reason. But in like this one, it's like, oh, Shield's monitoring people that could become threats, like Bruce Banner, like Stephen Strange. That's why I mentioned it. And then Cap's talking with Nick Fury, and he's like, "Oh, what you doing with? Oh, blah blah. You got new helicarriers." And he's like, "Yeah, Tony Stark told us we should like make them fly better, and so now we can do that." Yeah. And so that felt like there was a reason for
them. Like, oh, it's like no, he's like, "Oh, look at this propeller thing," and then Captain America's like, "Oh, Stark probably had a part in the making it." And he's like, "Yeah, well, you know, what?" As like Nick Fury, it's just kind of like, yeah, whatever.
So basically, I love this movie. I think I mentioned everything I want to talk about.
I want to say that it's like Star Trek in the Darkness because there's because they have like Winter Soldier's like Khan is like dude he wrecks stuff and then Captain America's like, "I need to go after him," and then Robert Redford, aka Robert Redford, is all like, "Hey, look, sure, do your thing," and he's like, "He works for me," kind of thing.
Yeah, they had some similarities, but not. Oh, okay. One other thing I want to mention is trust is a major theme in this one. It's like, who do you trust?
In heroes, we trust.
That's gonna be. Is that what it says in the poster?
That's the tagline. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know.
Oh, okay. I feel like in the honest trailer, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this movie starring trust" or something like that, and then it's gonna have Nick Fury's like, "Who do you trust?" And it's like, I don't know if I can trust you. It has like all these different. They're gonna show like a bunch of lines. And it's like, okay, I just want
Captain America's shield.
But it was a good theme, even though they said trust probably one too many times. Yeah, okay. I really love this movie. I think you should see it if you haven't already. If you haven't already, what are you doing watching this review? We said spoilers.
Another thing they're gonna put in the thing is a movie so much like The Bourne Identity.
Yeah,
that they decided to add shaky.
It was a little like The Bourne Identity, but in a good way.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, that's all we gotta say.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy this for sure when it comes out. Or no, I'm gonna wait for the
Avengers Phase 2 pack.
Yeah, And
Yeah.
this might even be worth seeing again just to try and find different Easter eggs and stuff. And I give it a good movie award.
3 thumbs up. 3 thumbs up.
Can't tell which thumb is which.
Like food trucks.
Goodbye.